Toyota just did something that nobody in Detroit, Stuttgart, or Mayfair saw coming. They took the most secretive, most exclusive, most untouchable vehicle in their entire lineup. A vehicle that most Americans have never seen in person. A vehicle so exclusive that Toyota does not advertise it, does not sell it through normal dealerships, and does not allow just anyone to buy it, regardless of how much money they have. A vehicle that has spent 60 years being the private transportation of, Japanese emperors, prime ministers, and the most powerful corporate chairman in Asia. And they rebuilt it as a full-size SUV. This is the 2027 Toyota Century SUV. And the question that is keeping Cadillac, Lincoln, and Range Rover executives awake at night right now is this: did Toyota just build the most dangerous luxury SUV ever aimed at the American market? Or did they just make the single most intelligent automotive decision of the decade by bringing the world's most trusted ultra-luxury into the body style that American buyers actually want? By the time this video ends, you are going to have a very strong opinion about what Toyota just did to this segment, and I genuinely want to hear it. Welcome to Classic Car Secrets, where we go beyond the badge, past the marketing, and straight into what a vehicle actually means. If this is your first time here, subscribe right now, because we cover the vehicles that matter at the highest level, and what we have coming after this video is going to generate serious conversation. Now let us get into this. Toyota, the American luxury SUV buyer, deserves something better than what Cadillac, Lincoln, and Range Rover have been giving them. Something smarter, something more honest, something built around trust rather than theater. Start at the front, because this is where the 2027 Toyota Century SUV tells you everything about its personality in one composition. And that personality is unlike anything currently available in the American luxury SUV market. The front end is tall, wide, and completely formal, not athletic, not trying to look like it escaped from a supercar design studio, not covered in aggressive angles and fake carbon fiber to justify a price tag that the engineering underneath cannot support. This front face communicates something that is genuinely rare in the American luxury market in 2027. It communicates importance. The grille dominates the entire front section with large vertical elements running from the top of the fascia to the lower bumper like architectural columns. This is not a grille that was, designed to look angry or aggressive or sporty. This is a grille that was designed to look official. There is a profound and deliberate difference between those two things, and Toyota understood it precisely while Cadillac and Lincoln are still trying to figure it out. Most American luxury SUV grilles try to intimidate the road. This one presides over it. The black paint amplifies every element of the front face in a way that no other color could achieve. Reflections move across the hood, making the SUV feel heavy, expensive, and completely certain of itself. The rear is wide, upright, and controlled. It carries the same formal authority as the front, but delivers it with even more restraint. The horizontal light bar stretches the full width of the tailgate, connecting both tail lamps into one continuous illuminated graphic that emphasizes the width of the vehicle without creating visual drama for its own sake. The Toyota badge sits centered on the tailgate in bright chrome, not apologizing, not hiding. A Toyota badge on a vehicle that costs more than most people's houses, and wearing that badge with complete confidence. And then your eyes drop to the lower rear section. Quad exhaust outlets. 2 on each side. Real exhausts, properly sized, properly integrated. Not hidden to pretend this vehicle is purely comfort-focused, and not oversized to perform for people standing behind it at traffic lights. This detail communicates something important about how Toyota thinks about this vehicle. Underneath all the calm, all the wood trim, all the quilted leather, all the fold-out rear tables and executive seating and panoramic glass, there is a real drivetrain producing real power. Not theatrical power, not power that exists to make noise. Controlled power, delivered consistently over hundreds of thousands of miles, in the way that only Toyota has proven it can deliver. The rear stance is wide, planted, and formal. It has the kind of shape that makes people on American sidewalks wonder who is sitting in the back, and that is not accidental. The best executive vehicles do not just look impressive from the driver's seat, they look important from the outside, when someone else is being driven inside them. The Century SUV achieves that from the rear in a way that the Escalade, despite all its size, has never quite managed. Now open the door and step inside. Because this is where the 2027 Toyota Century SUV stops being a design exercise and becomes the most compelling argument for switching from a European luxury brand that has ever been assembled inside an SUV body. The cabin changes your expectations immediately. Outside, this vehicle feels strong and official. Inside, it feels quiet, dark, and deeply considered. And the first thing you need to understand about this interior is that it is not trying to impress you. It is trying to calm you. This distinction is everything in the American luxury market right now. The Cadillac Escalade interior tries to impress you with scale and technology. The Lincoln Navigator interior tries to impress you with materials and ambient lighting. The Range Rover interior tries to impress you with design sophistication. Every European ultra-luxury brand tries to impress you with excess. Crystal glasses, embroidered pillows, starlight headliners, diamond quilted leather on every surface including the ceiling. The Toyota Century SUV interior does none of that. It removes all the noise from around you and leaves only what actually matters. Black leather, warm wood trim, soft iron that traces the door panels in a continuous controlled glow, a panoramic roof that floods the cabin with natural light without compromising the sense of private isolation, a layout that feels more like a high-level corporate conference room than a consumer vehicle interior, and a complete absence of anything that exists purely to impress you in the first 30 seconds, and then becomes invisible for the next 5 years of ownership. The front cabin is clean and functional, without being basic. The dashboard stretches across the full width of the cabin, establishing a strong horizontal sense of space. The Toyota steering wheel sits centered with a clean layout that puts everything the driver needs within reach, without requiring a tutorial to operate. The digital instrument cluster is clear and controlled. The central infotainment display is properly integrated into the dashboard architecture, rather than mounted on top of it as an afterthought. In the driver's seat, you still feel Landcruiser underneath the Century refinement. The seating position is commanding. Visibility is wide. The body feels large but never confusing. You feel the structure. You feel the engineering. Now let us talk about what owning this vehicle actually costs in the American market. Because this is where the Toyota Century SUV becomes genuinely dangerous to every European luxury brand selling in the United States. The 2027 Toyota Century SUV should be positioned starting around $115,000 to $125,000 in the American market, with fully specified executive configurations reaching $135,000 to $145,000. Now, put those numbers against what you actually get from the competition at those price points in America. The Cadillac Escalade ESV starts around $85,000 and reaches $105,000 fully loaded. You get American presence, Cadillac technology, and the most recognizable luxury SUV nameplate in the country. But you also get GM reliability, GM service costs, and GM resale value. The Lincoln Navigator Black Label reaches $105,000 and delivers genuine comfort and strong value at that price. But Lincoln's long-term liability and resale value do not compete with Toyota's documented track record. The Range Rover starts at $110,000 and climbs past $200,000 in autobiography specification. Land Rover's reliability record in the American market is a documented liability that affects real-world ownership costs significantly. The number of Range Rover owners who have experienced unexpected repair bills within the first 3 years of ownership is not a rumor. It is a consistent pattern in American owner surveys that Land Rover has never credibly addressed.